2, 4, 6, 8. I don't want to die today. 2, 4, 6, 8.
I don't want to die today. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't want to die today. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't want to die today. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't want to die today.
No justice,
no peace.
No justice,
No peace.
Our justice system has failed. Well, we already know that. So why are we here today? We're here for a die-in. We went from boycotting to marching, and now we're ready to die. And that's exactly what we should be doing. Dr. King said if we can't find something that we're willing to die for, then we are not fit to live. It's very simple. This day is the day that we get to honor the lives of lives taken from us without justice, without recourse, without law. Our justice system has failed us. I'm pissed. I'm angry. Anyone who's not angry, you must not be a human being, because to see children, young people, killed at the hands of those who are sworn to protect and to serve is an atrocity. It at least deserves an investigation. A grand jury is not, according to even Justice Scalia, if you know anything about him, or the Supreme Court, a grand jury is not supposed to try an entire case. A grand jury's only job is to look at the evidence. But here's the problem with the grand jury system in this country. The only people who get to testify are the prosecutor and his or her team. Therefore, if any prosecutor has a bias against any person or group of people, then that prosecutor is allowed to let that bias seep in to the information that's given to the grand jury. I don't know if you listened to the prosecutor in Ferguson, but I did, and you could hear in the tone of his voice, in the word choice, in the eye rolls, you can see that his perception of black men in this country is negative. That's what we call bias. I'm fed up with the system. I'm tired of boycotting, tired of marching, tired of rallying, and yet we're ready to die. And we should be, because unlike via white men, for example, black men are killed at a rate of local police at 31.17 per million. White's about 1.3. So you are 30 times more likely to die as a black man in this country at the hands of police. I want to emphasize that that can be at the hands of white police or black police. The problem is not the racial group or the officer. The problem is the justice system. The problem is the training in which these police officers are given. That apparently is not very diverse, and for sure is not sensitive. That's the problem. The problem is how they're trained to interact with innocent civilians. Unfortunately, we're used to this. Those of us are colored, those of us who are marginalized, those of us who are women, etc. We're used to the system not standing up for us first and foremost. And so this gets really tiring. I'm exhausted, really. Frustrated. Local police over the last 3 years have been involved in more than 400 killings. And unless there was a federal case, that person was not indicted. An indictment does not even mean that they're guilty. An indictment, again, just means that there is probable cause to at least investigate what happened. That's all that an indictment asks for. And yet, at the hands of these police, the fate of black men in this nation has already been attempted to be written. But I personally won't stand for it. This is a system that has ignored claims and calls by the civil rights era of the urgency of now. This is a very urgent situation. I'm more likely to die driving from work to home than I am on an airplane as a black man. And it doesn't matter your skin color, doesn't matter your height, doesn't matter if I'm called a demon or Herculean or what have you. It doesn't matter if you're poor, if you're rich, if you're educated or not. Your status as a person with a little bit of tint on your skin color is enough for you to not go home that night. This means that yes, we are willing to disrupt our lives for the sake of other people's lives. If that means traffic's got to stop, if that means that your workday has to end a little bit earlier, I don't think that that's too inconvenient for the lives that we've lost, the names that Janice read. And those are only a few. The few that we know about. The few that have gotten media attention. The few that we've tweeted about. The few that we've posted on Facebook about. But there are dozens and dozens of others that don't get that attention. And those stories aren't told today either. I was 18 years old, and I lived in Ohio, Toledo, Ohio. And I was in high school at the time, and a few things happened. I was home over Christmas break, and I was driving my mother's Lexus RX 300. That was, a hot car back in the day. And driving to a friend's house, 2 blocks away from my house. I get pulled over. Not by one cop, not by 2 cops, by 3 of them. 3 cops. About 11 something at night, so it's dark. They cut me off in front with one car, they cut me off in back with another one, and then another car with headlights runs straight up to my driver's side door. Ironically, I guess my locks were unlocked already. They opened up the door, dragged me out, pushed me to the pavement, and with guns drawn, all 3 of them, kept me there for about 22 minutes. And they searched my car, they searched my wallet, they ran my tags, my plates, and it was cold. Obviously, it says December in Ohio, y'all, it's cold. And sitting on with my face pierced to the cold pavement in my own neighborhood where I've lived for the prior 18 years of my life, I'm pulled over, and after they do what they do, with guns drawn, with 2 of them, guns drawn on me the entire time, one was searching my vehicle, searching my person, etc. After about 22 minutes went by, I was allowed to stand up, and they said, well, son, you're free to go. And of course, my next question was, well, why was I stopped? And they said, well, you fit the description of a black man in a nice car who we presume has drugs on them. I don't know about you, but I know a lot of black men that drive nice cars. And I don't know if that is enough to stop someone to put guns to their head. Luckily, unlike so many of the names that Janice read, my life did not end that night. But it did change forever as a result of that experience. Those cops were black, those cops were white. My race mattered more. My middle class status did not protect me. My skin color did not protect me. All that mattered was that I fit a description, which, by the way, I'm not so sure how they could see because it's 11 something at night, and I'm not quite sure how you can see someone driving in a car with tinted windows at 11 o'clock at night. But, that's another story. What happened to me happened to, I'm sure, many of you. It happens all too often. And it more often happens to people who are black and brown. That is not how this system is supposed to work. Our justice system is not failing, it's already failed. It's failed because we have allowed police to get away with not even having to explain what happened in front of people who share different stories about what they saw, about what their videos recorded, about what their cell phones shared with us. We don't know all what happened in Ferguson. We don't know all what happened in Cleveland. We don't know all that happened in Stanford. We don't know all that happened anywhere. But we do know what justice is. And we know what justice looks like. And we know that black men aren't getting that. And so we've gone from boycotting, marching, to now dying. And we're going to symbolize that today by literally dying, lying on this fairly chilly pavement to symbolize the life of so many of us, of our brothers and in some cases our sisters, who were taken from us at the hands of police without an investigation. We don't have to stand for this. We won't stand for this. And we will continue to rise up and at least have our voices be heard. If it can't be heard in the justice system, then it will be heard in the streets. And it should be loud, it should be consistent, and it should be directed toward people who can help this system change. You can do it by voting. You can do it by getting involved in your representatives who represent you. You can do it by making your voices heard on petitions. You can do it by making sure that the children you raise, your nieces, your nephews, understand how it's like to walk in this society. And you can do it as well by simply standing up for your rights no matter what may come. I firmly believe in a quote by Dante that the hottest places in hell are reserved for those who at times of great moral crisis maintain their neutrality. I don't understand how you can be neutral on the issue of people dying in the streets unarmed. Unarmed. They don't have a knife. They don't have a pen. They don't have a gun. They're unarmed. And yet, they can die unjustly. This is not the America that the 14th Amendment says that we have. This is not the America that the Civil Rights Act confirms that we have. This is not the America that the Matthew Shepard and James Byrd Jr. Hate Crime Prevention Act says that we have. We have an America that allows us to stand up and to be heard and to not die. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
2, 4, 6, 8.
I don't want to die today. 2, 4, 6, 8. I don't want to die today. 2, 4, 6,